Hi, if you're a Virgo born August 23rd to September 22nd, what can you expect for the month of November 2019? Let's tune in and find out. So, I feel like entering November, I feel like there's just this kind of wrung out energy. And it feels a lot like grief. Like you could be grieving the loss of a lifestyle, you could be grieving the changes in your body, you could be grieving the loss of a loved one, you could be grieving a career or a job. But I feel like it's the ending of something that you're recognizing. And it could even be, that you used to work one way and now you're working another. So it doesn't have to be, so dire. But I do feel like there's a recognition of change and a sadness associated with that change. Okay. Now the good news is that this is just life, guys, right? Like life flows through us. Our job is to feel the feelings of life, not to resist the feelings of life. And when we can just be in the flow and feel the sadness and allow the sadness to flow through us, we don't have to get stuck in it. We don't have to get caught in it. And I know that sometimes we just feel like, oh my God, I'm never going to get out of this. So a lot of times, my guides through the years have said, listen, when you feel those really sad feelings, stop, go give your whole being away to it, feel really sad and really grieve, but no more than 3 to 5 minutes. And then stop and then thank your body for being able to hold on to that emotion until you could process it, and then go about your day. And you could say a mantra like, I've got this, or thank you, God, or, whatever it is for you, and then move on. And then if that grief comes back 20 minutes, you go, nope, only going to do this once an hour. And then that's a way for you to be able to process anger or pain or sadness or whatever it is, but only once an hour. It keeps you in front of it, keeps you in control of it, so you don't move into depression, so you don't move into not being able to get out of bed because of the sadness or feeling those feelings of being overwhelmed. So it keeps us in control of our healing. So that's just a little sidebar for you, for some of you, that if you're feeling overwhelmed, try that little practice with yourself. Allow yourself to feel the emotion, really feel it, but no more than, 1 to 3 minutes. You can even set your alarm by it and then grieve it and then stop. Then thank your body. And then set your alarm for another 60 minutes. So if it comes up, 20 minutes later, you can look down and go, no, I have another 30 minutes, come back then. If the alarm goes off and you're not feeling it, just stop. Don't even set the alarm. It could be 3 or 4 days, or it could be 3 or 4 hours and it comes back. But just know it's a way for you to stay and process your pain or your suffering, as we all have, right? Let's move into the month itself for November and see what's in store for those of you who are in a coupled relationship. So meaning you've been in a romantic relationship for a year or more. Let's see what November holds for you. There's really a lot of clarity, a lot of sensitivity for one another. For some of you, you may feel it may be too much, and you may feel short-tempered. You may feel scattered, that the emotions are high, right? We're also at a Mercury retrograde beginning October 31st to November 20th. So the confusion that can happen with communication can be embedded in the relationship a little bit, where you could get frustrated or angry more readily. But I also feel like there is a support with your partner, a love with your partner, and a clarity with your partner that maybe hasn't been there in a while, in spite of the retrograde. And that could be because of maybe these new moon in Scorpio that just happened on the 27th. Scorpio energy is really insightful, right? So there may be new information or new insights or new feelings that you're having, that you're seeing around your relationship as well. So just know that as the month moves on, this kind of weighted energy is going to be off. And you could look at it as weighted. You could look at it as cocooned, right? Whatever the feeling sense is for you, right? Like some people like that weighted energy because it's like laying under a blanket, it's weighted and you feel safe. Other people like the feeling of being cocooned with their partner. Some of you is like, get me the hell out. That's too much, right? And so you need like more breathing room. And so it's this back and forth energy a little bit with your partner. The good news is as we get further in the month, those relationships lighten up. November 26th, there's a new moon in Sagittarius, much more freedom, much more opportunity to be able to breathe. For some of you, you're completing a relationship with a partner, and that can be painful. So if you've been in a long-term relationship and it's completing, whether they're passing or whether it's through divorce, there is still peace that's going to come with that relationship at the end of the month. So even if it's painful, if it's hard, you're going to be able to get back to the appreciation and the love and the understanding. And it's like, oh yeah, I know why I was in that now. I got it. I get it. Right? And you can come to a place of clarity for yourself and a peace with yourself. So there doesn't, if the relationship's ending in a divorce, you can come at it in a way that gives you peace, right? And honoring it. So at the end of the month, there's just this real lighthearted energy that really comes in and floods the relationship. Now, for those of you that are single and are interested in romance, what's in store for you for November? Let's see. I see it more of a quiet month, and I see you being selective, right? And cautious, and recognizing you may find love in places that you didn't expect it, in individuals that you would have never looked for, right? Like, wow, they definitely don't look my type, or their business or the way they are in the world. I never thought I would find a connection with that kind of person. So I see you connecting with people that are extraordinary, but they're out of the ordinary for you. So it's a very kind of titillating, exciting, and shocking or surprising at the type of connections that you're making and the different types of people. Like, whoa, I had no idea. So it broadens your ability to see value in others, which is really good. And consequently, we always see a reflection of ourselves in others. So you're going to be able to see more of a diversity of yourself in other people, and therefore be able to bring self-love back to you. So I really like that's going to happen for you this month, and open that door to self-love by seeing the uniqueness in others. You're going to see that uniqueness in you. So I feel like that's available for you this month. Now, we do have a new moon in Sagittarius, November 26th, and I feel like that just, I just feel light and happy and free, and just more opportunity to connect in a fun way. I don't feel any pressure to make anything happen, but I do feel just more appreciated, and an opportunity to be able to date and to feel more comfortable in your own skin. So by the end of the month, it really feels delicious. Okay, let's move into money and career for Virgos. So let's check that out. So Virgos, I feel like you have things in order. I feel like even if you've been cautious with money, I feel like you may have a little anxiety about money. Like, did I actually save enough? Did I actually do that for a long enough time? Did I actually pay that bill? Like, I feel this kind of little ungrounded energy about money for yourself. It feels really temporary, and it feels like it has to do again with that retrograde and maybe sudden expenses, and even though when we have money set aside, spending it still can kind of make us a little nervous, right? So even though you have the money, it's the letting go of the money. You still have more money coming in, but it's always just uncomfortable to see money go, especially for a Virgo, right? And then let's look at your career for Virgos. Well, I really feel like some of you have taken off, and there's stardom right there, and things are happening for you. And some of you have failed to eject, right? And so if you have like somehow or another not launched, This month, there's a retooling that's going on, a reevaluating of what I want. And then it feels by the end of the month, there's a better sense of like, oh, this is what's going to work for me. This is what I need. So I do feel like you get what you need, and there's a better, that's the direction I'm going to go. So I feel excited. I feel happy for you because there's clarity around your career at the end of the month, and more creative flow, and more importantly, more clarity inside of you with that flow, and yet at the same time a groundedness so that you actually can take action. So it's no longer up here in the ethers, you're actually going to embody it. And I think that has to do with that full moon in Taurus, November 12th, that allows our creation to actually come in and be grounded and go, yes, this is where I'm going, this is what I want to do. And the retrograde gives us that time to kind of think and orchestrate and redo and recreate and regenerate. So we're ready to launch with that new moon, November 26th. So it's all really good, all powerful. So I'm happy for you. Okay. Let's move into health for Virgos. What's next for your health? Anything about your health that you need to be aware of this month? The adenoids, the back of the throat, sore throat, speaking your truth, speaking up. I feel like some of you it can go in extremes. Either say everything to your detriment and you hurt somebody because you're angry and hot flash, right? Boom. Or you keep it in and hold it down and suck it up. Neither are good. So I feel like the back of the throat is what you want to honor this month. Care for it. Take care of yourself. One of my favorite remedies, I'm trying to think if I do have the bottle right here. And this is not my remedy. Can't take credit for it, but Anthony William, the medical medium, a good friend of mine, recommends ionic zinc, right? So if you get the start of a sore throat, if you take a whole dropper full, 2 dropperfuls, drop it in on an empty stomach, so first thing in the morning when you wake up, if you've got that sore throat, 2 dropperfuls of this, and just hold it for as long as you can, and then swallow it. I think he does 4, but all I do is 2. And then you can have a little bit of water, right? But then don't eat anything for 30 minutes. This, by far, knocks out anything that's starting to fester, right? And of course, everything's emotional. All the body signs are signs of emotion. So there's something you're not saying, there's something you're withholding, there's anger, whatever it is for you. When it's starting to show up in the body, that's this is the remedy for the body. Then you've got to have an emotional remedy for yourself. You can call me. You can trust your own instincts. You know what it is. You can write a letter. You can burn it. You can actually go speak up to the person, ask permission to say what you need to say. Whatever it is, you can then process the emotion. So your health is going to be around the throat this month. For some of you, it's just grief and unspoken grief that needs to be released. It can be grief in relationship to anything that's kind of coming full circle to what we were talking about, the endings, that awareness of something ending. So now you have a remedy for that with the sore throat or the pain in the back of the throat there. So let's look at any surprises for you. Any surprises for Virgos this month? Yeah, okay, so this is nice. You're going to be surprised by an outpouring of love, an outpouring of support for you, some special people in your life that are really going out of their way and reaching out of their way for you, to just be there for you. So I just feel this additional love coming in that catches you off guard, that surprises you, that it's like, wow, I wasn't expecting that, right? So just know that there's some people who really love you. And with that Mercury retrograde, they may be coming back into your life for no reason. Doesn't mean that anything bad has to happen. It could just mean that retrograde has pulled them back in and you actually really feel that love. So just want to leave you with that surprise of feeling loved and adored and cherished and people showing up in your life to really express it to you. So take that in, Virgos. Love it, enjoy it, really feel it for yourself, and just know that I'm one of them. And the other thing I wanted to say is I am launching my Get Dialed In program, And I pre-launched it many, many months ago, worked out a lot of things. It's all ready to go. I'm so excited for you guys to share it with you. It's all about your intuition and helping you trust your intuition and being able to really get information for yourself at any time, anywhere, under any condition. And then there's another component with it, which is the playground, which you actually get to play with me one-on-one live once a week, to be able to actually get in the space with me and the energy with me. And it will, I swear to you, increase your intuition so quick, so fast, because that's a vibration that you get to play in. The same as if you are listening to my weekly wake-ups and practicing every week with me, right? It's another way, that vibration that carries you, that deepens it within yourself, so that now you on your own can start to get more dialed in. You on your own can start to feel the information. In fact, I have a very good friend who's a Virgo, who many, many years ago used to say to me, Peggy, I feel nothing, I see nothing, I hear nothing. And before long, doing my work with my Get Dialed In program, which has been revamped since then, back then it was called Bridging the Gap, she can now hear things, see things, feel things. She can download it all. So just saying, there's a lot of walking testimonials out there. You know who you are. But just saying, we can all do it for ourselves. All right, enough of that. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Again, go to my website, peggyrometo.com, to check out the Get Dialed In program. And for those of you that celebrate Thanksgiving, like I said, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for liking and viewing and sharing and commenting on my videos. Have an amazing month, and I look forward to connecting with you again next month. Thanks, everybody.